Indonesia's Green Sukuk. The Republic of Indonesia has issued multiple green sukuk, both domestic and global, to finance renewable energy, sustainable transportation, waste management, and adaptation projects. An example is a $1.25 billion green sukuk issuance in 2021, used partially for mangrove rehabilitation to address rising sea levels. And mangrove is an issue very close to you in Karachi. Indonesia's experience shows how sovereign sukuk can support climate adaptation and resilience. Middle East examples are UAE and Saudi Arabia. The first Abu Dhabi bank issued a green sukuk for solar power in UAE. Saudi Arabia's ACWA Power used sukuk to finance renewable energy projects. The Islamic Development Bank green sukuk, $1.5 billion green sukuk was issued by them, and proceeds were allocated to projects that included renewable energy and disaster resilience. So it is not something that we are building for the first time. We have examples in the Islamic countries. We just need to see our own country, which has listed the areas for adaptation. We just need to get into those, create projects through sukuk and attempt and get into that. So accessing sukuk is, and this is important, because accessing global funds is difficult. Accessing sukuk is generally easier and faster than securing funding from global green funds due to streamlined and flexible nature of the sukuk issuance process. That is important. In loss and damage, you need immediate support, immediate help. The people who are affected by the flood cannot keep waiting for our cumbersome procedures and be waiting for the money to trickle down one day. We need immediate action for loss and damage. That is the difference between loss and damage and adaptation. So faster process and fewer bureaucratic hurdles are there as far as sukuk is concerned. So we need to start thinking, and I think sukuk has just come at the right time, and this is the right time for Pakistan to get into it as much as possible to address the entire adaptation issue that we seem to have and address the loss and damage issue that we are facing. In the end, I would like to say that, just a second, let me just get to it. I also want to talk about some of the other Islamic finances that are available as a point that sukuk is one, but there are other sources, and we look at them in the courts every day, and I think there's a sizable amount of money lying there also. Just a thought, you're the bankers, you're the experts, I'm just a judge, but I think I look at these matters in the court, so I want to highlight that waqf is another big area, the endowment area. A perpetual charitable endowment where assets or funds are set aside for public benefits such as education, healthcare, or environmental conservation. I think waqf, there's a lot of waqf in this country, and waqf has done a lot for the Islamic jurisprudence, Islamic education in the world, but we could turn them towards climate action now, and it's important to look at that. So the cash waqf for climate change fund initiated by the Islamic Development Bank supports sustainable development projects in member countries. In Indonesia, waqf funds have been used to finance small solar projects also, so that there is an example. The second source of Islamic money could be, funding could be zakat, charity. A mandatory charitable contribution from Muslims, typically 2.5% of the annual savings, which can be directed towards alleviating poverty and supporting social issues. Example could be zakat has been used to provide clean water and renewable energy in sub-Saharan Africa, as seen in the projects of organizations like UNHCR Zakat Fund. So we can utilize Zakat Fund for climate action also. So I think it is time to reconsider that. Has explored using zakat for disaster relief and resilience, looked at that earlier. Then comes takafful, which is Islamic insurance, and a cooperative insurance model where members contribute to a common pool to protect each other against specific risks. So micro takafful has been used in Bangladesh to protect small farmers against climate-related risks such as floods or droughts. In Malaysia, takafful schemes have supported reforestation and agricultural adaptation to climate change. So there are wonderful examples in the Muslim countries around us. The next pocket or Islamic financing could be istisna, which is manufacturing or construction finance. A contract where an asset is manufactured or constructed for a buyer according to the specified needs. So green istisna contracts have been used to fund renewable energy projects such as constructing solar farms or hydroelectric dams. In Saudi Arabia, istisna contracts finance the development of eco-friendly urban infrastructure. Then comes Muraba, the cost plus financing, a sale contract where the seller discloses the cost of an asset and adds a profit margin. Muraba was used to fund the installation of energy efficient technologies in Malaysia manufacturing sector. And the list goes on. You are bankers and you probably know this. I don't need to tell you all this. But I think there are wonderful pockets of Islamic financing tools such as Sukuk, Waqf, Zakat, Takaful, and crowdfunding, which is raising money from a lot of people, offer versatile mechanism for climate finance. Real-world examples highlight their potential to fund renewable energy, disaster recovery, and climate adaptation projects, particularly in the global south. To scale these tools, governments, Islamic financial institutions where we're sitting, must collaborate, promote awareness, and standardize frameworks. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. This wonderful forum and this wonderful platform is telling us that there are answers available in Pakistan, and we can use our own Islamic financing to attend to our biggest threat that we face, that is climate change, through adaptation and through providing for loss and damage. So, one thing that I want to also add at the end, that there is no way that we can go about creating Islamic finance unless we have an understanding and a good handle on on climate science. You cannot create a project, you cannot go about doing Islamic financing unless you have a good grip on climate science, because climate science is going to tell you what project to build and how to attend to the issue in hand. So please, that is something that I want to underline, that climate science is something that we lack capacity in. And I would, from this forum and this platform, want to say that I think investors and sort of the financial institutions that are here should build capacity on climate science, which has happened in Kenya, which has happened in Bangladesh. I don't want to go through those areas, but it's important. So the time has come, and I conclude by a statement made by Justice Sheikh Taqi Usmani, who is a great Islamic scholar. The time has come, he says, for Islamic finance to lead the way in creating innovative climate solutions, combating faith and finance to combat global challenges. Thank you very much.
Quality of water and air